we'll get into it in a moment though.
Okay.
So let's just take I'm gonna hit the Benjamin Franklin. All right, we're gonna cut the
Take a
first
trip
2
to
minutes of
Benjamin
footage. Wow, what
What?
the Davingtons? I didn't know you participated.
I do on occasion. Actually, it's been a daily thing for a couple weeks now. But
I'm actually
do we
doing
have
off
like
of daily and detoxing off kind of thing. I
This
started
is,
going to therapy.
3 years of missed opportunities with me, because it was a night of vomiting if I ever partook before.
Oh,
No matter how big or small, it was about 3 hours of like
Really?
porcelain
Jeez.
thrown. Yeah, that was
So was
part
that
of what I.
flour, or was that always like carts?
It was
or
it was
anything?
dabs
Oh.
that started, so wax, and then I took a hit from a joint one time and it wasn't good, and then I was hitting other people's carts and just
Wait,
never
you started,
never a
you
good
started
time.
with a dab?
No, the first time I ever smoked was
Okay.
from a I don't. Do you know Zach Wilson? Does that name sound familiar?
I don't think so.
This is an IRL FHN kid, so
Yeah,
we're going
yeah.
way back. But anyway, I was hanging
I
out
don't know
with
if
him
we're
and a
using this
couple
part
of
of
his
footage
buddies.
now.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't.
No, we
You
don't,
know.
we don't really care
we
about
actually
the dots.
lived on this address with this
Yeah,
last
they
four
are
His
social
from
social security
this
number
city.
was 444.
Here's their IP address,
Yeah.
common alias.
Uh.
Anyway, these. Sorry, I'm trying to. Now we're in the event, so that's cool. But anyway, they took me out to this place in
Horizon.
I can't even think of where it's at. Do you know where Bush Wildlife is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's like this it's like a stargazing place.
Yeah.
Where you can see like constellations.
I think
outside.
I'm
So
familiar,
they took me
yeah.
there, and they let me hit a baddie once, and then for like a year I was fine to like just occasionally when I was out partying
It
and
all
stuff. It
goes to
didn't
a
matter if I
baddie.
drank or not. And then all of a sudden I like this one night I like took a hit from a joint and then just like started puking furiously like 10 minutes later.
Version.
And then like
Yes.
the next time again, I like did it just like I normally did, and I was like, okay, that was weird, and the same shit happened. And so
All right.
I fought tooth and nail for like a year to like make myself have a good time, and I could not, because every time that
Bro.
I would smoke, it was like built up into this thing where like just it was hours, and
That's gross,
my
dude.
girlfriend at the time, but now wife, would she would enjoy it and she'd be fine, and I would just be this miserable wreck. So I took a couple years off and then tried again, and finally we've broken through. So
Nice.
anyway,
Fuck yeah. All right. Yeah. Big Swede. All right. With that, also, welcome to another episode of the 1 to 10 podcast. What's going on, everybody? We're talking about stories from younger years, I guess, to start us off. But to kick it in, let's
Throw
just
it
introduce our new homie here. We got Eski on the mic with us. What's up, dude?
how's it going, guys? Thanks for
yo.
having me.
Gabagoon.
Very-
No, thank you for being a
Yeah.
part of this. We just realized, after the last episode, 50 did really well, actually, for different reasons. But we have to open the circle of people to be on the pod. We have to have more people.
Nice.
It's just kind of worth doing because more voices to the discourse of everything. So
Yeah.
glad to have you here, man.
Of course.
Now, like you said, we all went to high school together at different points in time. And I have a story about going to the old if shin, if you will. And this was a story much like yours where I got an aversion. My aversion only lasted 3 days. So I used to go to this guy.
What?
His first name's John, but we call him Froggy J. Shout out to fucking Froggy J, homie. But basically, I went over to his house because when you went over there, he always had he had a King Volcano, like super super tall bong, and it had like 24 karat gold inlets that were part of the ice catcher. So he was like super proud of it and always made you smoke out of it, whatever. Like put a bunch of ice in it
Spaceship.
for you. Yeah, he like tried to send you right, and you have to use snap its. Are you guys familiar with the snap it?
No.
Okay,
Yes,
so
I
so
think.
yeah, Parma, just describe what you believe a snap it is.
It's where you just rip the bowl. Right?
That's right. Yeah, you have like a certain kind of bowl, and it's
Until you
made
hear
to
it
like be.
snaps.
It's you fucking rip that shit till it snaps through, and all there's nothing left because you rip the whole thing in one hit.
Gotcha.
It's
Okay.
it's enjoyment and also punishment depending on how you are that day. So
yeah.
that day I had gone to class and I had a QT Dr Pepper and a slice of cheddar cheese, and that was all I had in my stomach. So I went to Froggy J's house. I get my eighth of Girl Scout cookies. And at the time, it was the first time I'd been exposed to that strain. This was like 2013 or 14, maybe at best. So it was like, okay, I've heard the name, but like, wow, never really gotten to try this shit. and I do it. It goes pretty well, and then he gets in his trash can because my mouth is just watering out, and he's like, "Oh, you got the soups. He's got the soups," and I'm just like, fucking pouring like nasty ass drool out of my mouth. I get in my car. I've driven home from this guy's place like 20 times. You know, no problem.
Mhm.
Cannot find my way out of the neighborhood that he's in, and I was just like, "Holy fuck, I'm gonna die here." And then I use my maps to get out of the neighborhood, go home. It's like 6 minutes away from my house. Get home.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just need to focus on something. So I was like, I'm going to play a game of League of Legends. I'm
that's
just
a
going to
good
play a
choice.
game of League of Legends. That will help me
It's
fit.
actually a terrible choice because you just
There
have
was
to have fun.
it was a patch day. It was a patch
Yeah.
day.
Oh,
Dude. I
Jesus
just like,
Christ.
oh no. And it just sent me.
What are
and,
these menus?
and I was just like, oh my God. And I just started feeling sick instantly.
Just
So I go to the
sat there
bathroom
watched
and I
your
just,
client patch.
I literally go to the bathroom. I start sweating profusely. I just puke everything in my stomach up. And I felt horrible. And I was just dry heaving until my grandma was just like, 'cause I lived with her at the time, and she was like, "Do you need water or ice?" I'm just like, "Yeah, like ice, I guess. I don't know." She's like, "Can I come in?" And I'm just like, "No." And she's like, "Why?" Because at that point in time, I stripped down to absolutely nothing because I was just sweating everything out of my body, and it was just so uncomfortable.
It's like
you
it's
didn't
like
want
when-
it to see you like
yeah,
that.
yeah. My mom had to come over, and she was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm just like, "I have no idea."
Jesus Christ.
Jesus
Yeah. And then
Christ.
I didn't touch it for 4 days, and I was scared of it. And then
Yeah.
4 days
Yeah.
later, I touched it, and I was like, "All right, man."
Yeah.
That's my longest aversion period.
This was one of the topics that I had written down is hang on, I had a clever little thing to go along with it. I believe it was THC, time, something, and Christ. Hang on, let me
I think
deliver
I
it
thought you
correctly.
said it's like
I'm
Time, hospitality, or Christ. That was the So there's three things that I believe could have happened. There could be just some weird thing that like at a certain level my brain wasn't chill with THC in its system, and so I just needed to like have some stuff reconnect over a period of time, and that was okay.
mental
think-
reset.
Yeah. And actually, like, just there was nothing that could fix it other than a break.
Yeah.
I think also the environment affected it quite a bit. So I was like hanging out with some sketchier dudes, but like I wasn't super affected by it when I was smoking. But there was always kind of like some unease that was present just with them, and I never really like. I
undertones.
still had a good time when I was high, but I there's a couple instances that I like haven't really let go of, like moments where I was like, "Oh, that's not a good vibe at all." And so I'm
Yeah.
wondering if I was too closely like just intertwined with people that I wasn't like, super cool with. And
Yeah.
now that like I'm in this house and like I've got my family, because I have a wife and 2 kids now, and a lot of shit's happened in 6 years.
Congrats
But
on the sex.
thank you. I'm sorry.
Nice
I did
job.
that. That was
Epic
an
nice.
intentional flex, yeah. Then, no, I actually adopted the 2. No, I'm kidding. But it's I think the environment played an effect, and then Christ, it was just some miracle. And I don't actually think that Jesus had anything to do with it, but
Yeah.
just to tie it into those 3 things.
I mean,
Oh,
to
like
be
just
honest,
a miracle. Okay.
No, I mean, I
Yeah,
think I
it's a
think I
miracle.
can speak to that because I've had religious struggles for many years. But being a new father actually has humbled me in very many ways that I feel very spiritually lifted. Like when I move through life now, I feel no remorse of my past. I don't hold on to the things that I did before where I was angry at
Yeah.
the world. I just kind of keep moving, and I feel like fluid in life and like just able to move forward and like consistently just keep moving and be happy. Like it's weird.
It's like
I
tapping
mean,
into
also
that.
like
go
over
ahead,
that
go ahead.
time period, your like body and brain, like change.
Bro,
Yeah.
ask me what
You
time
don't,
I get up
you
now.
don't stop
Ask me what time I
developing
get
until,
up
like,
now.
the, like,
I get up at 4 a.m. every day like a fucking G.
Hell yeah. I'm
I
up
love
grinding.
it.
I
Yeah.
hated this bird outside my window because he would wake me up, and that
Yeah.
would mean that he was up grinding before me. So I had to wake up at 3:30 instead of 4 o'clock.
Now, speaking about grinding on the
Yeah.
bird, go check out all of our socials. If you haven't noticed, we've been added to the graphic now. So
True.
everything for YouTube, Twitter, TikTok. That's right, we have TikTok now.
On the Bird app.
It's at
Before it
1
goes
to 10
bankrupt.
pod, capital or no capital on the P, depending upon. But we're switching to capital in 30 days when I don't fuck up again on TikTok. Also,
Oh,
Spotify,
Nice.
Apple Podcasts, Stitcher. We're not gonna put all the little other icons. Only Apple and Spotify get their shout outs. That's what I'm gonna say
Yeah.
about that. We really big corporate shills around here. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus Christ.
Hey,
I
listen.
mean, like,
Gotta pay the bills somehow, baby.
If you're using like I don't know Mixer, what are the like other
What's a mixer?
streaming
Is
apps?
that
Oh,
dead?
Mixer's dead. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that
Never
guy
mind.
tapped out.
Nah, Kick.
Or-
Kick's the big one, right?
Kick, is it? Oh, it
No.
is. Yeah, that
No,
garbage.
it's not. Although I did hear, like, I heard, like, Your Rage and I Show Speed and everyone else is supposed to be on to Kick. I don't believe it.
They're
Well,
yeah, because I guess you can have rooms on Kick, right? So you can
So-
like have a. Go
What's
ahead.
a room?
I
What the
don't
fuck
know.
does that
It's
mean?
like I don't think these
Kinda
guys are
slur
gonna
is
switch
that?
over because like once they do, they're not gonna be allowed to stream on. You know what I mean? Twitch is hardcore about not letting their
Oh, if you
content
sign
creators like
if you
stream
sign
on
an
other
exclusive
shit.
contract, yeah, you're fucked.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure most of those guys are.
Yes.
Well, yes, if they've signed like a cash deal, they are
Yeah.
beholden to live stream on Twitch for like it's probably not you can't stream anywhere else, but more than likely it's like you have to give us 60 hours a week,
Yeah.
for the course of 3 years or whatever. And if you breach your contract, every subsequent month is like percentage off of your they like are brutal with these contracts, but hopefully these guys have lawyers and they're not just signing whatever. But no, a Kick room is just a dedicated. It's like a Discord server, but on the app Kick. Have you guys never?
No.
I've
Use
never
this
even
app?
bothered, dude.
No.
Okay. Well,
Aiden
I don't.
Ross is like the front man of Kick, so that's enough to keep me
Nah,
away.
that's
Wait,
train
is he
wrecks, bro.
really?
Yeah,
Oh no! I'm sorry. You're talking about. I'm sorry.
the
We're in
streaming app, right?
totally different universes right here. Okay. There's Kick, the application, which is like an instant messenger.
Oh,
Oh.
that?
Telegram.
No.
That's
I
the
don't know
app.
that.
But then there's
Yeah.
also Kick, Kick, which is Trainwreck's thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I don't know anything about other than you can stream porn to the front
Yeah,
page and
it's
face
just a
some
wild
consequences.
west until
Yeah.
they'd stop that shit.
Jesus Christ.
I love it, brother. Okay, so speaking of something else wild happening here, it's been reported that Subway, the incredibly popular sandwich restaurant chain,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
is no longer using pre-sliced meats, and they'll be slicing meats in store now.
Okay.
Does this
That's
reevaluate
interesting.
your take of Subway?
Yes.
Subway's always been it's not gonna change
Well,
for
let's-
me. It's
let's
always
bring-
gonna be
let's-
middle of the pack.
Right. We've done this before many moons ago between me, Trill, and another member previously, but Eski. So we've ranked all the sandwich places like amongst ourselves
Okay.
for the chains. But where do you think of like what's your favorite sandwich place amongst chains? Where does Subway kind of rank amongst your picks?
So I think Good Sense is actually like top tier. I think
Okay.
Mr. Good Sense is like, and I haven't had it in like 5 years, but that was always number one.
Yeah.
And then Jimmy John's was like pretty close to number two. I'm not a big
Mid.
fan of like trophy
One
hunting,
cheese fucking.
but when they took away the sprouts, because I used to get something called the Hunters Club,
yeah,
and I didn't realize the parallels to hunting like endangered species and stuff. So I'm reevaluating my connection now. But
I still eat that
because
shit.
you know what I'm talking about, right? The CEO was like posing for pictures with like
Yeah.
he was paying to like hunt lions and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what a
yeah.
thug.
Fucking
He's
real.
just holding like the most gigantic gun on the
Yeah.
planet. Like it's
And you know that it's like he's in a car and they like
Yeah.
release it out of a cage and then he like
Yeah.
shoots it in front of himself.
I fucking hate that shit.
That's so stupid. But anyway, so Jimmy John's was like pretty good. And then I always thought Subway was like eh. And then like there's Firehouse and
Yeah.
oh, you know what's super I don't know if it counts as a sub place. What's the one where they do the fries in front of you? That's it's like
Oh,
Penn Station.
Penn Station.
Penn
yeah.
Station
It does
just
count.
jump to the top. That is number
Yeah,
one.
they have
I'm
banger
Penn
sorry,
fries.
I forgot.
Station is like the Five Guys of subs.
I think so. Yeah, it's
I
super
it's pretty
super pricey.
pricey,
Yeah,
yeah.
But it's
But
good when
they
you get
murder your
it.
shit with fries. Yeah.
it's good as fuck. And their
Fuck me
lemonade
up,
too is
man.
actually like really
Yeah.
good. Holy
Slaps.
shit.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so hearing that Subway is doing like sliced meat in
Yep.
store, other than like that pre-processed shit,
Yep.
which is probably just cost saving move on their part, right? They're
Yeah.
just trying to make. If you
yeah,
get hunks of meat,
I mean,
it's cheaper.
I think
and you can
it's-
make your employees.
I think
cut
it's
it.
smarter, like long term business wise, to do something like that. I think it's also
Yeah.
better for the business to do things like that because fresh sliced deli meat doesn't require, like over packaging. You know,
Yeah,
like, there's like a
true.
huge amount of like cut down on packaging expenses. You're
Or
renting,
or spoilage too.
right?
Like you're
Yeah.
not having a bunch of little pre-cut sections go bad
Exactly.
because you're cutting off a big chunk.
Exactly.
I think that makes it taste better, to be honest.
I think
having
the
fresh
real thing
cut
with
meat.
Subway is that it's pretty mediocre unless you
I
have like your
bet
go-to
it's
sandwich.
not gonna change the taste at all. I bet
Ma-
you it's gonna be the same exact shit.
Yeah, it's
Well,
literally the
see-
pre-cut stuff, but in its block form. It's like, well, now you do it,
Yeah.
idiot.
That's
Yeah,
a
exactly.
that's a good idea. We go to Subway now before the cut in store meat happens,
Yeah.
and then we get the same thing from the same place. Maybe from the same person. Maybe
I
we ask
smell a
what their
YouTube gold
schedules are.
mine.
Yeah,
Maybe we get jobs at the Subway so that we can
Oh.
control. Maybe we
Working at
start a
Subway for a
franchise.
day.
Doesn't that Malad guy
What's
already
up,
kind of have
guys?
that
Welcome back.
cornered?
Oh yeah.
Because his
There's
parents
a
work at
creator
a
who does
Subway.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to that dude. Oh,
But
jeez.
who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah.
got, Parmy?
What do I
Yeah,
got?
yeah,
Oh
little
man,
sweet little bear.
spiciness in the world of college basketball.
All right, let's
Oh,
hear.
yeah?
Let's get a sports
So-
segment because you know what, we are approaching March Madness starting very soon.
Yeah. This is one that actually has implications for March Madness.
Okay,
Okay.
let's hear it.
So the University of Alabama is like the #1 team right now. They're just stacked. They just had a lot of young 5 stars that are like developed, and they
A lot of
just
young bucks.
loaded up on talent. Yeah,
Mhm.
but one of those young bucks murdered a woman.
Oh, Okay.
Yeah, that's not the controversial part. He's
Based?
he's
Okay.
awaiting trial.
Yes,
You know,
murder is
whatever.
dope. Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Allegedly.
murder's sick, dude. Fuck women, right? In Minecraft.
In real life in Minecraft.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Okay.
But that's not the controversial part. So it was just like the school was trying to downplay it. Obviously, Aaron Hernandez, if you can, like, just get away with it. And the coach like made some statements, blah blah blah, and it came out today or a couple days ago that another player on the team supplied him the gun that he used.
Oh, cool.
my
Yeah.
In
Aiding and
dude.
abetting.
Aiding and abetting, and right now it's like a huge like fight from the school to try to keep this kid like eligible, blah blah blah.
Got to keep playing,
Yeah,
It's
baby.
another player. It's not just
And-
another student at the school. It's another player that's
It's
supplied the gun.
another player on their team. It's their best player.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and
Yikes.
it's amazing seeing their fans cope on Twitter like, just because I supplied Hitler the oven, you know, like.
So wait, what's the implication there? Because he's a black man, he's just supplier of guns. That seems a little weird.
Yeah, well, he did give him the gun. Like he had this gun.
I
don't-
know, but like saying like, oh, the oven maker making an oven for Hitler. It's like
Oh,
you're already
well-
making the ovens. So are they saying that this player is just supplying guns to people to commit murders all the time? That's
I think
mean,
here's a crazy.
He did supply a gun to a
sure,
murderer.
but is that like thing that he's known for? Like oven
No,
makers?
no. It's just
Yeah.
like the way when I said that analogy, I meant it more so like your hands are free. You know what I mean? Just
Oh
because
yeah,
like I sold.
this is what I do. Yeah.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
sold the product. I didn't actually do the murders. You
Mhm.
know?
I think the weird thing is that these are college basketball stars and one of the best teams in the entire nation.
What? Yeah. What the fuck are
And
they
they're,
even doing?
and they're
it
just
for?
like,
They're
all right, you know what? We
literally-
should just get guns and shoot people. It's
They-
like,
they,
yeah,
like-
we can just have an amazing life and enjoy the time we're being given.
Yeah.
It sounds to me like Pranks in the Hood gone sexual. To be honest,
Yeah.
I think that's what was
Volume
happening.
3 is a banger.
Zombie prank in the hood.
scuffing ghetto black man shoes in
Yeah.
the hood.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
Dude,
Not the J,
those
bro.
prank YouTubers. Sheesh.
Ooh, who's
think
yours
they've-
least
they've-
favorite prank YouTuber?
Dude,
I don't even know.
I don't like
any
that
really.
Vitaly guy.
Vitaly was funny for a minute, I think when I was 12. Do you guys know it's not Anthony Fantano? Oh my god. H3 did like a whole series with him. And he did this thing where he would just cut like 5 seconds of himself in front of someone else's video and he would be like, I'm totally like this when I do this. And then he would play someone else's video like immediately after.
I did not know you're talking
Wait.
about that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh
that
my
sounds
god,
awesome.
dude. Do we do like a thing where we can watch videos live?
No, we do not currently have that,
Okay.
that available.
Yeah.
Hang on.
I did think
I'm-
of a
I'll probably
prank YouTuber I like. It was a guy who put the beans in his computer and called a door-to-door computer repairman to his house. And like the guy starts checking out the computer, he's like, "What the hell?" And he like opens it up and just beans pour out and like turns it on, so it's catching fire, smoking. You know,
Jesus Christ.
great prank. That one was funny.
I
Absolutely.
did a quick internet search, and his name was SoFlo Antonio. So
I know who that
viewers at
is.
home,
I've heard that name.
yeah, this is, I won't lie, this is definitely me when I'm driving, and then insert another person's like entire 3 minutes of content. But he was like uploading these to his YouTube. That dude was like scum of the earth. And then he like tried to make prank videos once he got called out enough for doing this like really, just shameless behavior. And it was basically him just like talking to like teenagers in a mall and being really awkward and uncomfortable. And I think he was like asking them about sex, and they were probably like 14 or 15.
Oh.
So he was just being like really inappropriate. It was a bad time.
Speaking
That's
of
like a gem. If you can find some SoFlo Antonio videos, you'll see the peak of that genre for sure.
Speaking of scum
Alternatively,
of the
don't.
earth and like me when I'm driving,
Go on.
there's a YouTube category, or not YouTube, I mean Twitch category that I didn't know existed. I don't know if it's like an official category, but apparently like a popular type of stream, which is called distracted driving streams, where like
Are those
people are
illegal?
just
against
they-
TOS, I think.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure, but it's like people still do them, and like the rule on Twitch is like the passenger has to be reading chat, but that's it.
Yeah.
So like, if there's like a passenger in the like seat, I don't know, but like this one streamer does it all the time, and recently she ended up running over somebody's dog.
I saw this. She hit
Oh,
a fucking
no.
dog
Yeah, like
on
she's
Twitch.
holding her phone, like reading chat, and then you just bump, bump, and
And
like
then you can hear like a
you
thing
can
yelping
hear it for
Oh
like a
my
couple
God,
seconds, and then
dude,
like
no
pretty sure the stream
shot.
cuts.
That's crazy. I'm not like
Dude.
that. Oh,
It's crazy because you
it's
know
bad.
all the viewers in there, like all
feel
the
like a bad
donors and everything,
person.
are just in there praying for like some sort of accident. You know what I mean? And like not praying like that, but like praying like predators.
God,
I think what you're
please
saying is
give
they
me
are the
give me
predatory
some
nature
content.
of wanting content from something horrible to happen.
Yeah,
is
exactly.
pretty rough. Yeah, I would agree.
It's just a disgusting category.
It's true. I mean, I think a lot of Twitch is pretty gross and expletive, actually.
Yeah.
I think there's something to be said. This is an edgy one.
Okay.
Whoa.
There's a layer inside of a layer inside of a layer here. So I think the average Twitch viewer is like a specific kind of person that is like a little bit off, But then there's like certain
or maybe
categories
on
that,
the spectrum.
yeah, on gradient, you might say that has a point scale from something to something that requires a test. But
When
then
the sauce is special.
you can select for like certain kinds of spectrumed people
Yeah.
by like having different categories for them to corral around. So a really great example of this is speed running. I don't know if you guys like know anything about it. There was this weird trend in like 2015, 2014 where all of the speedrunners decided to just start taking like HRT. like
Okay.
like estrogen. And so it wasn't like 1 out of every 10 or 2 out of every 10. It was like 7 or 8 out of every 10 like speedrunners that I was watching that were doing like all different games all of a sudden became trans. And like I'm not saying that the trans thing is the weird part. I'm just saying that like the frequency with which that appeared out of nowhere and how it's selected for a certain activity
Yeah.
was absolutely bizarre. And
Rebel.
I can't, I don't know. So yeah, we were talking about like weird and gross people, but it's actually just like I'm just talking about a
Did
selection.
you just call trans
Yeah,
people
yeah.
weird and gross? What the fuck?
I'm trying to draw a separation
I'm
here.
kidding,
Okay,
I'm
kidding, bro.
boys.
We should leak that information to Ben Shapiro and see if he just
True.
makes a stupid fucking tweet about it.
Dude,
You
I
know,
love Ben
like,
Shabubi. That guy is so based. What are you talking about?
He's amazing.
I don't know if we mentioned this at all, but I've been enjoying the fake AI videos of like the president.
Trump and Biden and Jordan Peterson like playing League together.
My
Yeah.
favorite running gag, because this is true for
Yes.
every single one I've seen of him. They all shit on Ben Shapiro or whatever his fucking name is, dude. Like every time he's the one like all the voices gang up, and I love it.
Bean Schmapo.
Yeah.
They're great. It's actually terrifying how like remedial these like programs are and how like they're getting pretty much most of the way there.
Yeah.
Right. Like
Yeah.
there's, I don't know if I'm not a know-it-all. I don't know the specifics, but I've read things from people smarter than me about like programming. There's a lot of challenges to like overcome in order to make like a chatbot and thus like a speaking robot actually like compute like a human and be
Yeah, yeah.
reasonable.
Yeah.
But for the stuff that we have right now, like it's fooling like, 30, 40%
There's
of
that
the
thing with like
population.
the fake ad with that had like it was a Joe Rogan podcast, right? And they faked Joe Rogan's voice and some other guys, and they're like, "Man, I use this product every day."
Yeah,
And like,
yeah.
it became like the #1 thing on
It
like
just
Amazon.
shot up on Amazon.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And so
Damn.
and so like we're dealing with like really
And that's
clunky.
not illegal, kids.
It's not price manipulation.
Yeah.
This is not financial advice, folks. But anyway, I think that's an interesting thing. What do you guys think about like the rise of AI in the last 6 months to a year?
It keeps making me laugh while scrolling TikTok, so for now I like it.
True. What about you, Philippe?
Tough. It's tough. We definitely talked about like the whole Atriarch thing that happened about a month ago, and how that's
yeah, that's
bad.
fucked
And
up.
how AI generated.
Atriarch.
Yes. Yeah. With the AI
the
generated
AI
porn.
porn.
Oh,
was-
like the
he was-
deepfake stuff.
He was like,
yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
deepfake shit is nasty and not good.
Only another week until he gets away with it scot free, and everybody
I don't know.
forgets.
The AI art
True.
thing that came out a couple months ago was pretty cool, but I didn't indulge in it. I don't know. Like AI already is like an applicable thing we've been dealing with for 10 years with like how phones interact with us and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's not something is new
Mario Party computers.
as we wanted to
Yeah.
pretend it like it is, but it's also something that's advancing faster and faster than ever before. So now it's like under the microscope, I think.
And we're kind of seeing like direct interactions that like have implications for communication too.
Yeah.
Like it's not just a thing that like you can put in a box and go away. Like it brings into question like, is this person that I'm messaging with actually a person, or is it
Right.
potentially like a filtered response from an AI or whatever?
Yeah.
It's spooky. It's a little spooky for me, but cats
Well,
out of the
scary
bag, so I think-
bears, if you will.
yeah,
Yeah.
I feel that.
Um,
I feel that.
My
I don't
favorite
know.
my favorite thing from AI has been, of course, the Seinfeld episodes on
I never
Twitch.
watched
I was
Have
actually
you
going
guys
to bring
seen
that up. I was like, so is this why the Seinfeld bot turned anti-Semitic and they had to dial it back?
They took a I don't know if they've taken a break from it,
They did. I thought.
but they did get like
I thought it got banned on Twitch.
Yeah.
was it indefinite or was it like a permanent or
Pretty sure it's indefinitely banned.
I don't know.
oh no.
It was great when it was working,
serious?
but I love. Have you seen the end of it where it turns anti-Semitic and it's like, what? You can't tell me I'm wrong. And that's where like, the bit ends. It's horrible.
wasn't it
They had it coming all the time, Jerry.
it was making us do it. It was a plan from the start.
Trust me, I was really
Wait,
enjoying it.
I
was
thought they
really enjoying it. And
The
then it went
AI got to
hospital.
the soup Nazi episode and really ran with it.
they full on they drank all the soup for
Yeah.
that one. I didn't realize it was still banned. Yeah, it
That's
looks
like the
it's,
only episode of Seinfeld I've ever watched is the soup Nazi.
Nope, officially back on Twitch one day
Oh, it's
ago.
back? Okay, shit.
It's a 14-day suspension.
Yeah, okay.
What's it called? Watch Me Forever or something. I don't know. Go check that out. You guys can find it.
Yeah.
I've never watched an episode of Seinfeld. I'll tell you this is a hot take. Seinfeld, Friends, The Office. Those are
All
the three
suck.
most overrated shows in my
Yeah.
entire life. And if you want to like get in a college white girl's pants that was born in like 95 to
Oh, yeah.
91, you need to talk about how much you love those three shows. But
I
that's
would
it.
say like Office and Friends for sure. And
How
that's like
Eski
always like I
landed
think
his wife.
the third show
I don't have
is
to worry
like
about it.
the third
None
show
of this-
like is the personality type because like every college white girl loves like the Friends and Office,
Mhm.
and then their third sitcom is like their personality. You know what I
True.
mean?
You
So
know what?
like
Parks and
you know
Rec.
if it's Parks and Rec, probably very like run of the mill, like gets good grades, like goes to parties,
Mhm.
blah blah. And then it's like if it's always sunny in Philadelphia, there's
That was
something
what I was
wrong
gonna say,
there.
always
You know what I
sunny.
mean?
And you
Yeah.
know what? That's
Um,
it's good
We
stuff.
call that interest factor. We
If
call
it's
that a
Brooklyn
little-
Nine-Nine, she probably doesn't support BLM. Like,
I
What
love
if it's
Captain
like
Holt.
a-
What do you mean?
yeah.
What if it's like a standard like NBC like just nighttime like primetime drama like
Oh,
NCIS
What? If,
47?
no. If they're a Law and
or
Order girl, they're fucking crazy, dude. Get out
Yeah.
of there while you can.
no, if they're a Law and Order girl, they have the worst sense of humor.
yeah,
it just blows.
It's
There's
just
no
iced tea.
humidity.
So you mean
Yeah.
like this? Like a little girl gets in trouble in the street with a man?
Yeah.
That's literally.
Did you guys
That's their sense of humor.
see the Law and Order episode about the gamers?
No, what the fuck?
No.
Shut the
There
fuck
was
up now.
They were doing like a iteration of Gamergate from 2015. So there was a woman developer who was just trying to create this game, but she kept getting harassed by this sexist and like
Blizzard.
evil gamers.
I've heard
Yeah,
this story.
there's a couple like mirrors
Yeah.
that go into it,
Yeah,
but there's
Activision.
like scenes of the villain who was a
Riot.
gamer like hacking behind a green
EA.
screen and like just doing wild shit. It's a good episode.
So is it SVU then? I'm guessing.
I think it was SVU. It was wacky.
That's
And
the- that's the
used
best
some, like,
one.
really-
Like the other Law and Orders suck compared to SVU. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
What do you guys think
part of
about
likes
CSI
watching
Miami?
children going through sex crimes, I guess.
Hey, no, Pedro Pascal was on SVU for a while. Let's
He's talk of the town right now.
dude, he is the greatest TV actor of all time, I think.
He might just be.
Encroaching on that.
He might just be. I still haven't
Yeah.
watched any of The Last of Us yet.
Oh, it's so good.
Sunk my dug.
Every
I never
the-
played it.
So I was like telling this to some people that also watch. I was like, the show, like I always get deja vu while I'm watching the show because of how like faithful it is to the game.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there are scenes where I'm like, damn, I've seen this before, and then I'm like stupid, and I'm like, wait, I have seen this before. Like,
I haven't played it and I haven't seen it, but someone who I trust their like interpretation of stuff said there's like a scene where in the first episode he like bends down and goes into his backpack or something,
yeah,
and that was like simulating the process of like I guess there's like an inventory screen and the game
Yeah.
of like going into a backpack or whatever.
that's his animation, I guess.
And it seems like
Ah.
they have stayed really true to like not just ripping off like the plot of the video game, but they've actually like stayed in touch with like what it feels like to play that game.
Yeah,
That's tight.
That's
There's, like-
other words that aren't mine, but
yeah,
it sounds
that's,
cool.
That's
I-
all good shit.
I want to
It's-
play
yeah.
the game first and then watch it.
it's great. It's like so the game is probably like a top 5 game to ever come out, like with its impact and everything. You know, it's like oh for sure, it's up there with Skyrim for me.
I don't know.
Like
What-
the
like-
cultural impact and like what it spawned.
yeah,
following
normie
it.
gamers.
Yeah, dude. Hey,
Trying
you
to
can't
talk
say
to
that
me.
like for like a decade now. Every survival based like adventure game has basically
Zombie games are fucking boring.
Yeah,
said
it goes even beyond like it's
I
like
know.
Uncharted and like The Last of Us kind of set up those inventory system crafting like type things. Well,
Yeah,
maybe
true.
not Uncharted.
Minecraft.
Right. Yeah, Minecraft. But yeah, so it's just a goated game, and being
Okay,
able to
what's-
relive that's awesome.
What's top 3?
Top
I can go
3.
first, or I can wait until you guys.
We
go.
top 3 games of all time. Is that what we're doing
Of all
here?
time.
Game draft.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
okay,
yeah.
wait. This can be
No, no,
this can be
it's draft.
favorite. Hang on. No, this can be favorite too. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
have to be like this is the best game.
No,
It's
no,
just
no.
like,
You
this
don't.
is
You,
the one that
listen. Yeah, we can.
Tetris. They sold
I
the most.
love online chess.
Yeah.
Sawatail
Favorite
on my Windows.
Best, whichever you.
What do we? Everyone
However,
in the
it
country
is a
owns
draft.
Sawatail.
Shut
Yeah,
up. That's Russia. You did the wrong ass. Thank you.
Okay,
Yeah.
who's keeping notes then on the draft?
I got it actually. So
You got it, okay.
yeah, I do actually have it. So yes, Eski, you are our our homie
Okay.
joined for the first time. So your number 1 draft of your
Okay.
top 3 games.
This is I'm doing all 3.
No, number first pick.
No,
First pick. It's a round.
so
Okay.
you get first pick, then it goes to
Okay.
Alec, then I get 2, and then it
Okay.
goes back to Alec, then you get 2.
All right. Ocarina of Time, hands down,
Okay.
has to be in this.
Okay, what do we? How many are we drafting here? 3, 5?
3.
I think we got like 30 minutes to kill, so I think we should do top 50
top,
games.
Top 20.
Now there's some other things I want to do tonight for sure.
Yeah.
So for me, okay, this is actually really tough. I want to say Kingdom Hearts 2.
Good fucking
Okay,
game.
that's
It's
a
a
pretty
good
good pick.
choice. Kingdom Hearts 1 was like set up Kingdom Hearts 2 for what it was.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We don't talk about the handheld versions on the PS Vita.
Oh no! First off, you're talking about the wrong one would be talking about the GBA one, which would be Chain of Memories. The one you're referring
Oh,
to
that's
is
right.
Birth by Sleep, which is the fucking gas can of banger.
It was pretty good.
That game
Okay,
is very
alright.
good.
Yeah.
Listen, I play a Switch now, so I can't even talk shit on handhelds anymore because
Yeah.
my handheld plugs into my TV. But
The Switch version
all
of
you
Kingdom Hearts
kids,
now is horrible.
all you kids who
There's a
couldn't
Switch port.
Yeah, it's bad.
wait, what?
Yeah, there's
All you
Switch ports
kids
of
who
Kingdom
couldn't
Hearts.
go 10 minutes without your game, so you had to carry a handheld console.
Yeah.
I look down on you with
Well,
my
Switch is gas, dude.
1 hour of like video
Is
game
the
time a
Switch
day.
like really that gas?
Yes,
Yes.
actually, yes. Breath of the Wild makes it worth it.
That game came out like 4 years ago.
Bro, I'm telling
Breath of
you,
the Wild
I'm still
2
playing
coming out
it.
in like 2 months.
And yes,
Fire Emblem, Pokemon
Fire
Unite.
Emblem. Okay, whatever. I gotta get my two.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
hear
your
it.
2 picks.
So I'm glad these fell to me. Skyrim,
Okay, gross. but
easy.
Yeah.
You play that shit on a TV on a fucking smart fridge.
You fucking normie core loser bitch.
Yeah, and
Go
then
on.
Breath of the Wild, because that is like it is.
Yeah,
I was just
yeah.
shitting on the Switch because that's its only good game right now.
Well, fuck off. Eat balls and dick. All right,
Listen,
my turn.
man.
You can't.
Is that right?
Yeah, go
One
ahead.
for me.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Fire Emblem Sacred Stones.
Okay, so you are doing your personal favorites.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Listen, I am not a normie gamer, little bitch.
Yeah,
Mr.
all right,
Mr.
let me
Skyrim Breath of the Wild himself.
Hey,
Pick
hey,
the-
throw off some culture here. Okay, do I do two now or do I just do one?
You too.
you take two. These are your last two.
These are my last two. Okay,
Yep.
so Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance
Okay.
is the ultimate
banger answer.
hack and slash experience. I've never played Diablo, so maybe that would like change for me, but
Yeah.
that game is so fun, and it had like my first experience with an exploit where you could save your character,
Yep.
load him in as your partner, and then switch. And
Yep.
so you could like farm
That shit
bosses
was
to like
sick.
do your experience. That game was so fun.
Yes.
So, and
Yeah.
it's like pretty short, so there's not a whole lot to explore, but that's number 2. And I was thinking, what is going to be number 3? And it has to be Super Mario Galaxy 2.
Oh,
sorry. Super Mario
you
Galaxy
are
1.
you are Mr. Gay.
Mr. Gain?
So have you seen that with the Mario Galaxy logo?
No.
So when you first start the game and just like leave it on that start menu,
Yeah.
you know how there's like little shining stars that pop
Yeah,
up?
yeah.
They do it in the same order every time, and it spells because it goes behind the letters. You are Mr. Gay.
What the fuck?
All
You
right.
guys have never seen
So,
that?
I am Mr. Gay. I've never seen this. No.
Yeah,
I've spent,
yeah,
I've
it's
spent
so
like 60
funny.
hours into
And then
into
I
the game.
think like that was the first one, and then the second one had a similar like message. It's awesome.
it's
That
you are
is very cool.
Mr. Gay.
Yeah.
All right. I think I've got mine. It
Okay.
should be obvious. Parm, I think you know what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
It's gonna be League of Legends.
Yeah, I
Just gonna
fucking
say
figured.
Yeah.
You guys are just
I'm not a normie
degenerates.
gamer.
I
League of
play
Legends.
the most.
I've been playing
The
League of
most-
Legends for fucking 13 years.
Yeah,
There's a difference, bro.
that's
That is
fair, that's
that
fair.
was not normie core for a long time. It was very niche.
Yeah.
And now it's
So how
got
does
egg,
this
they got
work?
egg bucks.
So
Parm
this
has
is
to
my
pick one
last
more.
one.
Okay.
Yeah. Damn, I'm like caught between choosing Counter-Strike Global Offensive because that is the correct choice. But I think I'm gonna go Pokemon Emerald.
Have you considered Valorant?
Valorant Day Shield Day game.
Man. Yeah, dude. I
That's
love
funny.
moving at 2 miles per hour.
And then having 60 different special abilities to take
Yeah,
into
yeah.
account.
All right,
too.
I have
Yeah,
actually another
exactly.
draft idea on the board, and since we're just rolling really well with the time, anyways, let's just roll into another one. Eski,
Alright.
do you watch anime even a little bit?
I did Avatar.
Oh,
My
okay.
Pornhub category has a little bit of anime in it, but
Okay,
I'm,
okay.
I'm not like a
Alright,
culture.
based.
I'm not like
Yeah,
I'm not a cultured like I haven't seen Attack on Titan.
okay.
One Piece
that's
is
fine.
like daunting. It's,
That's
I know
fine.
some
Both
culture stuff.
of the,
but-
both of
perfect.
those are mid.
This will be fine.
anyways.
This will be
Yeah.
fine. So
Sure.
we are going to do another draft. Parm is going to lead us off on this one. I
Okay.
have the Shonen protagonist draft. A
Okay.
shonen is a battle fantasy or battle like combat show made for Japanese boys
Naruto.
ages 5 to like 10.
One Piece.
Shonen
Dragon
Jump.
Ball.
That was a
Yes,
that
it's a
was a
magazine.
thing,
A
right?
magazine.
Yes, that's a
Okay.
magazine that publishes manga that
Manga.
then make turned into anime. Man,
And manga is
the readable
comics.
form.
specifically The one that goes
black
right
and
to
white.
left.
Yeah, black and white
Yes.
panels.
And then there's
Yes.
like Dojin is that a
Dojins.
sex thing?
That's a sex
Dojin.
thing. I'm
Dojin
pretty sure.
cheese. Yeah. That's
Okay.
yeah.
And then there's
Damn,
Don't
you
worry
really
about that.
do be
So
watching
shonen,
hentai.
shonens are just one category. It's like the official stuff. Okay.
okay,
So,
got it.
Parm, would you like to lead us off with
Okay.
your first pick in the shonen protagonist or shonen character, I guess, draft?
I have to take Ichigo. I have to. I can't not take him. I
Ichigo
have
from Bleach for reference.
Legally have to.
Legally. Now, why
Legally.
would you say Ichigo? Is it because he's the
Ichi-
greatest
'cause
to ever do it?
Bleach is better than Naruto and One Piece.
I don't know about that.
Ichigo.
Yeah.
Yes, I've heard that before. Okay.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I mean, don't get me
Great.
wrong, Thousand Year Blood arc is like, good, man. But,
It's pretty. It's better than good, dude.
it's
slaps.
it's something, man.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if we're gonna sensibly take like, are we doing protagonists or are we doing characters?
I think pro tags.
Okay,
Because if
So
we
I'm
were
just
doing
gonna-
any
I'm just gonna take
character, it would have been
Goku.
Might Guy.
I'm just gonna take Goku.
Okay. That's a good pick.
It's, you just gotta take him off the
Alright.
table. He's Goku. He does
Based.
Goku things. Absolutely
Okay.
red pilled. So Eski,
I want to be unique. I don't want to be basic
So,
here.
so you get 2 picks
You
here.
get two. Then.
yeah,
So
I
you
know.
can-
I
you
need
can
to
take a good one.
I
you
need to
can
think
take
of
a
2
unique
pro
one.
tags.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, if we go all the way to just Pokemon, right? Ash Ketchum is
Ooh,
pretty
yeah,
fucking based.
Satoshi. You mean yes? Yes, his real name.
And then let's.
Did his
step-
dad get shown yet?
I don't think so.
Oh yeah, that's supposed to be like the end of Ash's like arc because they're like finishing it out
Yeah,
now.
he's supposedly being replaced. by
he is
some-
gonna get replaced, and then like I think the last episode shows his father.
Oh,
Ash's.
jeez.
Yeah,
Stepped out on him all this time.
yeah.
Well,
Mr. Mime climbs out of a man's suit.
Or it's like Thomas the Train, but it's like a being that crawls out or whatever.
It's just
I
a
love those.
ditto.
Sorry. Anyway, okay, we're
The
focusing
breeder
on.
man comes through.
Yeah. All right, so we need two anime protagonists.
Yeah, I need another
Oh, so you
protagonist.
pick
Ash.
Ash. Ash is genuinely one of
Ash
yours?
Ketchum. Yeah, that's
Okay, that's fine.
legitimately a cool,
That's fine.
a cool guy.
I agree.
And then I feel like, see, I'm such a poser. Is
You're not.
Yugi?
Yeah,
but,
Yugi
Yugi
counts,
Moto's a
Yugi
great
counts.
answer. Yeah, the king
Yeah,
of
that's
games himself.
awesome. Fantastic.
but wait,
Those-
what was the?
Second
Wasn't there
guy?
Yugi, and then he would like transform into his
Yami
ulterior
Yugi.
self?
Well, that was first off.
Yami
His name
Yugi.
was Tem. Thank you very much. That's his
Yeah,
Egyptian
yeah.
name. If
Listen,
you watch all
okay.
5 seasons,
You guys are stretching my knowledge. You guys have put me in the.
go back
the
and watch
big
Yu-Gi-Oh.
flatter,
That's
okay?
all I'm gonna say, listener. Just listener, Eski, whomever. Go back. Also, while you're at it, like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell. Check out all of our socials. Listen down below to the right. 1 to 10 pod on everything. Ooh, wow.
You don't have to watch Yu-Gi-Oh. You can just watch the abridged version. It's better.
Abridged is
True.
pretty good.
It's actually better than the original.
Okay,
anime.
so yeah. Also, it would be Yami Yugi. I think was the name that the form was given before. His name.
I
was
think
Yugi.
I like.
It is.
I think I like Kid Yugi better than.
But yeah, well,
the-
Yugi is just a
Yeah.
better answer, honestly. Like it's
Kid Yugi gets more
Moto's-
pussy.
It's true,
It's
true.
sad.
Yami
It's
Yugi does not
bad.
get pussy,
True
and I
and
guarantee
bad.
you, Yugi smashed Taya afterwards.
Atem literally gets negative.
That's true. He seems to be being a pharaoh and a spirit.
He's
I'm going to go with my
literally
number
mortally
2
locked
on
to
the draft.
reincarnate to fight Kaiba.
Yeah, that's whatever. They're kind of gay for it, but I like it. I like that doujinshi. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My number 2 on the draft is going to be Hank Hill,
Okay. I'm really glad you
Because-
didn't take what I was gonna take.
the greatest slice of life anime of all time is King of the Hill.
Yeah, that's fair.
And if you don't believe me, you got to go watch the Japanese version of King of the Hill because it's
Apparently,
really
King of the Hill
good.
is one of the most successful like
It's really
cartoons
good.
in Japan.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like one of the most
Wait,
successful foreign import cartoons.
Do they? So they're dubbing it for
It's
Japanese.
been done. It's
It's been dubbed for a long
done.
time.
There-
I
there's
just
like
mean they're not like doing their own Japanese spin-off in Japanese.
no.
It's
It just
America put in front of Japan.
It's just dubbed.
That's based. That is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So I'm so glad you didn't take this, Alec. Because my
Yeah.
number 2 pick is Yusuke Urameshi
Yeah, I
from
figured
Yu
you
Yu
would do
Hakusho.
that. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
hate you.
you know, he's one of my top 10 at least for sure.
Yeah.
He's
then
literally the
I'm gonna-
embodiment of big dick energy.
Yeah. And then
I-
I'm gonna take this one because I just have a feeling Alec was simmering on it and wants it. I'm gonna take Simone from Gurren Lagann.
Actually, not on my radar.
Damn. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, but I'll take that. He
Yeah.
slaps.
Sorry, bitch. Hang on. I gotta look at something. I can before I decide all this because I have to think about what anime I actually like. Because it's now we come to a point of being tactful, right? It's like, do we want a character that is like
Who's the guy
badass?
from Jujutsu Kaisen? Just go with the Zoomer answers.
No.
Tanjiro.
No, I think I know who I want. I mean, you could do the Chainsaw Man answer. You could do My Hero Academia. You could do.
No, you
Like
can't.
One
No, you
Punch Man?
cannot.
You can say Deku. Deku.
No.
Dark Deku is sick. Hang on, Dark Deku is sick. All right, I'm gonna ignore your taunting laughter. I'm gonna give my real answer. Jotaro Kujo.
Oh, fuck.
The best
That's a
fucking
good
JoJo
one.
star.
Damn.
That's
Yeah.
with
No,
Omame.
that's
Yes.
like from like the 90s.
That's right. That's
Omaewa
Fist of the
Moshinder.
North Star. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like something that inspired JoJo's though later on.
Yeah, heavily.
But yeah, it's
Macho
part
Man.
3 of JoJo. That would be that'd be
Okay.
Stardust Crusaders.
Yeah.
One of my
Okay.
favorites for sure.
And one last one for me, right?
Yes, sir.
Spike Spiegel from
Ooh,
Cowboy
good
Bebop,
answer, yes.
because
Wow.
he is based as fuck.
How did-
That is the one anime that I have seen start
There
to
you go.
finish.
That's a
Yeah.
good
But
one.
I was just looking for porn because I was 14. So
Yeah.
you know, there is the one scene where he goes into the adult.
You were searching Spike Sploogel, and this fucking shitty anime came up.
You guys have seen Rule 34, but have you seen like costumed Rule 34,
Oh,
where like a
God,
girl
no.
dresses up as Pikachu and like paints her entire body yellow, and then
No.
they're fucking disgusting, and they're like there's another
Oh
one that was
right, that's horrible.
how the Grinch stole my pussy.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's wait, let's go. I got one. This is my favorite one. I show this to people when we go down this rabbit
Okay.
hole. There's one called Sponge Knob Square Nuts.
You
Like,
have mentioned this on the pod before.
let me tell you the present. There's a story with it, right? So it's SpongeBob
Knob.
hanging out in his house, and then Sandy comes over, and like the dude in the SpongeBob costume it's grotesque. He's painted like yellow. There's green splotches that look like pus, and
Oh
then
my
like they're like, Sandy, suck my dick. So she like starts trying to, and she's just hitting his wiener against like a fishbowl at first, and they're like, this won't work. And he's like, well, take it off, and she's like, I need oxygen. And he's like, just suck it from my dick. and that's the story.
I gave up on Rule 34 stuff after I saw Bob's Burgers parody one, and there was so many opportunities for the female actress to say "Oh Bobby" and she didn't say it one time, and I was like, not a
Yeah.
faithful adaptation. I'm disappointed.
Yeah, it's like how in Cars, I don't remember. I think it's Cars 2 and 3 where Lightning McQueen doesn't say "ka-chow."
Yeah, you know.
yeah, but they
you're
don't. They
missing
do
just
acknowledge the cussy, So
They do. They do.
all right, we have one more segment I have lined up for us that I did put a little effort into, so I want to get this one banged out. So if you
Sure.
guys click on the voice channel's recording, like actual chat, like there's a chat option within there, right? Yes.
Yep.
You hover over, yeah. There's like, so I posted some
yeah.
images, yeah. So we have another little round of Staple or Stinker, which is a fun little card game thing you do, where I show you guys cards from a card game, and you guys will evaluate what you think about them as we look at them.
Okay.
So, Parm, you've done this before with this game.
Yeah.
Eski, you have not really gotten in touch with Marvel Snap yet in the way you've been interested, but I can give you a little pitch on how the game works.
Hey, wait,
to help
before we
understand.
start,
Yes.
are you Eski? Have you played like trading card games
So,
before?
I can't really show off much. I played Pokemon back in the Furious Fists era, which was like
Okay.
2009, 2010.
Yeah.
I didn't like do competition or anything. And then I've revisited Pokemon in the last 2 years because of just some business stuff that I've done.
Yeah.
So I know the gist of like you have life points and then you have like
Sure.
a specific way to lay out stuff, and then your cards affect either your cards
Resources.
or their
Yep.
And so I've seen some of Hearthstone, and I think I might have played a little bit where you're basically trying to chip away at their shield and then get like health damage, and there's like an infinite number of combos.
Yeah.
So I know like enough
You've
to
got
understand
a
what's
feel
going
for
on when
stuff,
I'm
yeah.
yeah when I'm watching a game, but I couldn't tell you specifics about anything.
Yeah.
All good.
So-
So, Marvel Snap is a collectible digital card game that's available on mobile and Steam for PC.
Yep.
Cards have two stats. They have an energy that's located at the top left in blue, and they have a power that's located at the top right, that's orange. The game is played on a field that has 3 lanes that is over a
Wait,
total
what's the
of
orange again?
power.
Power. Yes. Okay.
Okay. So the game is played on a field that has 3 lanes over 6 turns, where they have locations that are revealed on each turn 1, 2, and 3, so respectively on each way. And the objective is you play your cards in the lane to gather power. You win the game by having more power in 2 of the lanes. Some mechanical notes on how the game works. You have energy equivalent to the turn. So if it's turn 1, you have 1 energy, turn 2, 2, onward. Each deck has 12 cards. Games are 6 turns, and your starting hand is 3. You draw at the beginning of the turn.
It's only 12 cards?
Yes. Very small decks.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, there's tons of cards in the game, but there's only 12 cards in a deck.
And you are there can you play 1 card per turn, or are there some cards
you can play to
allow
your
you
curve.
play multiple?
You can play to
So
your curve.
it's
So
like
if you're on turn
it's
4,
like
you have
turn. Yeah.
if it's turn
Oh, it's
4,
how much energy you have.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that's
it's
right.
tentative what
It-
energy you
it's
have and what you have in hand.
Whatever the blue. Okay.
Correct.
Got it.
So we'll start off with the first one, which is going to be Adam Warlock.
I'll let you start, Eski, because I have a pretty strong opinion.
So Adam Warlock
Okay.
is a 2/0, and it says at the end of each turn, if you are winning this location, draw a card.
Let me ask one final question, because I'm
Yes.
taking this super serious.
Ask actually as many questions as you want.
When you've got 11 cards and you draw your 12th one, or I'm sorry, when you're on your 12th draw and you don't have any more cards, like, do you lose, or
No,
it's not like a okay?
you just can't draw.
So you just can't draw anymore. Okay.
Yep.
So at the end of each turn, if you are winning this location, draw a card. That seems, and that's a one-time deal, I think. So I think that's a pretty.
That is not a one time.
decent-
It is the end of each turn. So it would be the end of
I'm
turn
sorry,
2 onward.
each turn,
Yes.
2
Yeah.
forever.
Yep. So if you play it
Yeah,
on
so
turn
that-
2, ideally, since the card is a 2 cost.
Okay, so then you basically go from having 9 cards left, and let's assume that you have this on your second turn. So maybe it would either be 3 cards or 4 cards in your hand.
To
which would be
define it,
9 or
the
8.
typical game state where you don't have any of their cards drawn or added from some other way, you will have at least 3, if not 4 cards remaining in your deck.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm
Adam
just trying to
Warlock
see
will allow
how,
you
how
to.
much this would affect.
You'd be able to get through your whole deck theoretically.
Within 4 turns, you'd have, I think, your entire deck in your hand with this card.
Yeah.
If you have it,
Possible.
if you have it as soon as, so that seems pretty base. If like the goal is to pretty much get your, all of your like tricks available, and it'll allow you to be more dynamic to the other players. So yeah, I think that's a pretty good card.
Yeah.
But I also have no idea like what counters could be done for that, or if it's wasting a spot for something that actually does attacks. You'd have to build to offset the 1 card. You'd have to build up heavier stuff elsewhere. I think it's good. I
Potentially.
think that is a
Okay.
staple.
Trill?
I think this thing stinks.
All right,
I
explain.
think this thing stinks so hard. So like looking at it, costs 2, so you're not getting it off till your second turn at least, and 0 power. So this card to me just looks like a win more card. Like you're already winning the lane, and you're gonna have to put it in there. It's not adding any power to that lane. So like, if you're already in a winning position, like rather than just try to like draw cards, just I don't know. I feel like there's better stuff you could probably play on turn 2 than this. That could garner you more than just 1 card in resource advantage,
Yeah.
So I think it stinks.
Yeah.
Just too much to
this,
set up.
This card stinks really bad.
Okay.
And typically
It takes too much setup, right?
This one's a little bit of a bait though, because typically in most card games you would think like draw advantage is like really good, and it is.
Yeah.
But in Snap, like most of your decks are curated to where like you don't need all 12 cards to win a game, or even like you shouldn't come close. Like you have multiple strategies or multiple layers of strategy within
Sure. Okay.
your 9 cards you will draw. Adam Warlock has an interesting place in some decks, and it can work. There's this deck called Mr. Negative, and what Mr. Negative does is he flips the energy and the power like for each card. So you play Adam Warlock in the hope that you don't draw him until you play Mr. Negative on turn 4, which he's a 4 -1, but then he makes every card in your deck flip those costs. So then Adam becomes a 0/2, And then on turn 5, theoretically, you play Adam. And turn 6, you're drawing extra cards and getting more advantage. But even then, that's still like a pretty mediocre strategy because it's late in the game.
Let me ask this: do we have like leaderboards, or like League has the Leaguepedia or whatever that tells you like this percentage wins?
So
in
there
this position,
is
this
some
character?
things. Yeah, there's this site I like to use called snap.fan, which tells like a lot of statistics on uses of cards, appearance over
Yeah.
games, win percentage, decks
But
that use
12
those
is like
cards.
pretty hard to see. But okay, cool.
Yeah.
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 All right. Because I want to look into it after this.
Yeah, I can actually link you that just a second
Sure.
here. I'll pull it up now. But
Okay. My intuition sucks. It's
No, it
like
doesn't.
choosing
It's-
garlic, and
this one's
Vampire
actually
Survivors.
this one's a gigabait, honestly. Like it
Yeah.
was meant to kind of make you think a little too much about it, but
Yeah.
after the fact, there you goes that resource for you.
Thank
So
you, buddy.
not a problem at all. All right, let's pull up our next one. So we're gonna go with next card is gonna be Hazmat.
Okay.
Okay, so Hazmat.
Parm, I won't be influenced by you. I'm gonna make my own decision.
That's
So you
fine.
go
I'll go first then. I'll go first.
So Hazmat is a 2/2, and on reveal, afflict all other cards with -1 power.
Does on reveal mean like on summon? Like
So
when she's
basically,
played?
kind of yeah. So basically, when you play a card, it plays face down, and then like whoever is winning, like with power overall, would be the person who reveals first. So
Okay.
you will reveal like, or you'll reveal second, whatever, depending on order of who's winning prior turn. But basically, yeah, it
Yeah.
plays face down, then it flips, and that's the reveal of the card.
Oh, so there's like no going second. It's not like you set up your
You
board.
both
then they
play.
set up
You
their
both play
board.
this card on each same turn. So on turn 1, you both play. You have an opportunity to play cards. On turn 2, you play
Oh.
an opportunity to play cards. It's like playing blind and flipping cards over.
Damn.
It's
For
like
a second,
war.
I thought it's blind. So like, I feel like it's okay. I'm not gonna call it a staple, but I don't think it's a stinker either. I think it's nice, like in a close game, gets you over the hump, but not much more else. It's not really like a combo piece. So I'm gonna say it's mid.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Eski, thoughts?
Yeah. So what I want to use this, after turn 3, like that's where my mind is at.
Okay.
If we're, because you're seeing the other person's, and you have a chance to like, is it 4 per lane, four cards forward?
Yes. Correct.
Okay. And so you're always gonna have all 12 cards on at the end, right?
No, not necessarily. Your boards can have gaps in
How
them.
many turns does this last? Like a
6,
game?
unless there is there's a card in a location that allow turn 7. It's 6
Okay, so
turns
it's-
per game.
6 turns. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, this card kind of seems like it sucks. Like you're taking away 1 power from it. So yeah, sure, you're adding to your total.
Yep.
You're inflicting damage on them, but you're also doing the same to yourself. So
Yeah.
really what you're creating is like a +1 for you. And I don't really know, like, I don't know how effective that would be. But I also don't know about like this card seems like it sucks though.
Yeah.
This
Take
card
everyone
is
else out and then add 1.
a staple, actually, of a certain
Really?
strategy. Yeah. So there's another card that goes with this card called Luke Cage, and Luke Cage is a 2/1, and what he does is he makes all of your cards not be able to lose damage or lose
Oh,
power.
okay.
So you're saying on turn since he's a 2/1, on turn 4 you can play those two together. There's other cards that pair with them, like Wong on turn 4, where he allows double on reveals. Odin, who does on reveals and go again. So if you do that on turn 6 with Odin, because he's a 6/8, you can go, like, theoretically, a good play would be turn 4 Wong, which then will set up the doubles. Then you play Luke Cage in another lane. You play Hazmat into the Wong, so it goes the double -1 on everything, but none of your cards again, so it's a -2. And then you'll
Yeah.
play Odin turn 6 with more things on turn 5 if you can squeeze them, like other cards that boost or do more afflictive things or hurt tempo of your opponent's mana curve, etc. So Hazmat Luke Cage is called Cage Mat is the strategy. It's a very, very potent strategy. It's, I'd say, a top 15 one in the game currently. It
Okay.
scales and moves around depending upon how the meta is moving. And we are in a very interesting place in the meta right now. But we won't really cover that much in this segment per se. So I believe the next one I put in was Namor, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Namor, he is a 4/6 He is ongoing +5 power. This is your only card here, so make him a 4/11.
This card sucks
Why do you think so?
I think it sucks.
because you can only like the only way to get the benefit is by keeping it solo, and then it just gets outscaled. I think.
Are there
Like,
cards
it's
that
such
give you
high
energy?
cost.
There are
there
some cards that can give energy. Yeah.
So let's say that like, and what do you know like what the max energy that you could get from a card that would be playable like turn 1, 2, or 3? I don't know.
Well,
That's like an impossible question.
no, it's not an impossible question, but there's like certain like caveats that there's
This
ones that
thing-
only add power that way. There's like ones that you require power on board, so you make a turn
This-
5 play. To really kind
Unless
of supplement
there's-
that, or some other cards you have to supplement instead. Like there's another a level 4 card that can double the power of the next card played. So
This
theoretically, you
card
can make it
feels
12
like
and then
a
17.
beat stick.
Yeah, I can
Feels
see
like
that.
a Yu-Gi-Oh card that gets like double attack when another like when you have no monsters on the field and then loses that attack when you know what I mean? Yeah, I think it stinks.
I
Okay.
think it's too powerful for what it does. So like having a +11 to your side for one spot is crazy, but keeping 1/3 of your lanes closed seems like it's a really bad decision for 4 turns. Unless you can do some shenanigans where like you can add, 2 power at each turn and then you're using it by 3, I guess. But already having like,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Are
don't
there
know.
any
It seems like
cards
it
that
sucks.
can circumvent the drawback of other cards being in the same lane as it?
like ignored by?
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
if
like
this is
like
here-
like yeah, you know what I
No,
mean?
No, what there's cards
Okay.
that can do be like cancel an ongoing effect,
Okay.
but that would
Yeah,
then
so this thing-
remove the
this thing
+5.
stinks. This thing
Yeah.
stinks.
So it actually is a stinker. You guys are right. It was
Nice.
actually a 4/5 until 2 days ago, and now it's a 4/6. It's still bad. They buffed
Yeah.
it. It's trash.
You'd have to
Um,
make this like a 4/8 to even make
yeah.
it like remotely worth it.
Right. All right. We got 2 more. We'll get going on them. Next one up is going to be Black Bolt. Black Bolt is a 5/8. On reveal, your opponent must discard the lowest cost card in their hand.
And there's a discard pile.
Yeah.
This card's a staple.
Why do you think it's a staple?
Yeah. Let's do it.
I feel like those low level cards, like
Uh-huh.
you're probably like so at the end of the game when you can finally use this, you're summoning this on turn 5 maybe, like
Yep.
you might be getting rid of a key combo piece for like the opponent, they might just be playing high cost cards that are left, you know what I mean? You don't really know what they have, but odds are you're gonna take away something from their combo. And if they are playing a deck that's like low card cheese, taking away copies of that is good. And just minusing your opponent is generally good.
Yeah, I think this is a nasty card in a good way. Like
Yeah.
this seems hella good for like dealing a blow at the last second. And it is going to be dependent on stacking low level cards when you've got combo situations. I agree with it's Trill. I agree with Trill
Yeah.
over there. I'm so sorry. We've
You're
met
good, bro.
before. I just don't remember your
We
username.
also go by first names sometimes too. Just, it's
Yeah.
whatever.
I just don't know if it's like
Yeah.
keep
My
yourself-
street
anyway.
address is
Yeah.
Yeah.
Find me at this IP. Okay, so yeah, I think this one looks based. I think this is a staple.
this card is a stinker.
Really?
Yeah, this
Damn.
card is not good. Okay, so so you guys identified it. It's good against combo decks, right? So if you're playing into a zoo deck or like certain decks that are like very spam heavy, or multiple piece like several like 2s or 2 2s and 2 1s, or like 2 3s, a 3 2 and a 1 on turn 6, then yeah, like Black Bolt can interrupt that, sure. But in most cases, like you said, what if they're playing a bunch of high cost cards? Well, if they're playing multiple high cost, like multiple 6s, if you discard one of their 6s, they have like another 2 probably. 'Cause that's how certain decks
Yeah.
build. If you're building like
See,
certain
I was
decks
just
that are
thinking
built
like in
high curve.
Yu-Gi-Oh, ripping a card out of your opponent's hand
But
is
then
just
also think
so
about this:
powerful
if you're ripping,
sometimes.
if you're ripping a low cost card out of a combo player's hand,
yeah.
then yes, it's successful in turn 5. But if you're ripping a combo card or a low cost card out of a person who's playing they're playing on playing a 6 cost on turn 6, you've
Yeah,
done
they're
nothing
already
against them.
planning on the long haul.
Yeah, and that's most
They
people.
have
That is
stuff-
most
yeah.
decks. Like most decks have a
Okay.
6 cost somewhere in their deck curve.
Okay.
So, including it's when America Chavez, which is a 6/9, and she only shows up on like the last turn, and you can never draw her before then. So she makes your deck an 11 card deck theoretically. So in some
Yeah.
decks you can use her as a thinner naturally, and that's also your 6. That's a guaranteed like flat 9.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, yeah. When I saw that card, I was like, "That's fucking good."
Yeah, Chavez is crazy. Okay, we have one more card to look at. Our final one of the night. We have Death. She is a 9/12, and she costs 1 less for each card destroyed this game.
So how do you even play that?
I think this card is probably really good in a dedicated strategy to getting this out. But aside from that, that does not. I don't know how often are cards destroyed in Snap. Would you say is that like is destruction effects like pretty common?
Destruction's very common, yeah.
And
There's
does it say
early
your
and
cards
pull
or does it say
each
each card destroyed this game?
so you
So
can
it's
destroy
your
opponent's cards
cards.
too. Yes.
Yeah, this card's good.
There's
This
cards
card,
like
this card.
Wolverine. There's Carnage. There is Killmonger in Pool 2. There's many early destruction effects introduced, and then there's even more of them introduced later in the game.
So I'm like thinking like
so
turn 5 if you have
destruction's a very common
dedicated
archetype.
destruction. Yeah, if, like because it's each card. It's you and your opponents, right?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, this card I feel like in a dedicated destruction deck, if your opponent destroys some of your cards, you could get this thing out on what cost is it 9? You could get this shit out on like turn 5 or 4. You know, I feel like that'd be pretty good.
And so my question
Multiple
is,
copies just gets better. You're playing late game.
is it decreasing, like when it shows up in your hand, does the game account for like these cards have been destroyed and then it changes the number, or is it when it's in your hand?
Ooh, I think once it's already in your hand.
Yeah, so like if you draw this card
Oh,
and then
okay.
and then you have to play around it or whatever.
Never mind. Now that I know that, it's like it only
Wait,
starts to count once it's in
never
your
mind,
hand.
never mind, never mind. It does not. It's the way the effect reads.
When it shows up in your
it's,
hand.
No, it's not when it's not when it's in your hand. It's when it's like already going on throughout the game.
Okay, so say like
It's
4
affected by
cards
state
have
of
been
game, even
destroyed.
if it's in deck.
Okay. So like
Sure.
if I draw this on turn 5 and then like 5 cards have been destroyed before that,
It's already
still
a 4.
5 left. Okay, cool. So
Yeah.
yeah, this is good. This is good then. If it works the way I think it does.
Okay. I think it looks good. I think you could do some serious damage.
I
if
think you
had
and I are on
supporting
that
cards
same
for it.
distinction. Like if it doesn't start the count until it's in your hand, then it's bad.
No.
But if it starts to count in your deck, it's pretty fucking good.
This card is absolutely butts and nuts broken.
Yeah.
There's a very powerful deck play you can do. She-Hulk is another card in the game that they had introduced not too long ago, and they've reduced to availability of basically through like this thing called series drops. But she's a 6/10, and for every unspent energy on the previous turn, she costs less. So what you can do is you can play Wave, a 3/3 on turn 5, and she will make every card cost 4. And then if Death has already had 5 or more dropped, she'll become a 0 drop for 12. And then She-Hulk has then reflected off of that. So she's like a 2 or a 3 drop, while your opponent then is pigeonholed to playing 1 card because all their shit just turned to 4s.
Jesus Christ.
Yes,
That's
this is
fucking-
like
yeah,
probably
it's
this is
great.
like the 3rd or 4th most popular archetype, and you can back that up when you look at Snapvan after this, because
for
it
sure.
is like legitimately. If you look at the deck meta thing, I think it's like the 3rd or 4th most popular archetype overall.
Yeah,
So
I can see it. Like building around this thing sounds crazy.
it's very easy to do early on, and then once you get into pool 3, if you draw her early, I mean, it's just you have a very good setup. So, all right, with that, everybody, we're gonna wrap up another episode of the 1 in 10 podcast. Before we go, what episode number is it, Farm?
53.
Wrong, 51. Stupid idiot man. Goodbye, everybody. See you later.
See you later.